What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name is Meg, and today we're doing a Shop My Stash with a lot of new products for first impressions and some oldies but goodies as well. I do have a small handful of new products that I've accumulated over probably the last 3 or 4 months. So we're going to be running through some first impressions in this video. And to get things started, I'm going to use my primer. This is a Milk Hydro Grip. It's the only primer that I have with my complexion products. I'm trying to just have one thing at a time and get through it before I purchase something else. So that's kind of something that I've been implementing into my life for like the past year. So this is the only primer I have. I would definitely repurchase it. I like it a lot. Everything grips nicely. The second step to my makeup routine is once I prime my face, I like to shape out my brows. And this is just to give me an idea, because as you can see, my brows are very like sad. When they are just in their natural state. So I don't have a new brow pencil per se. I do have some new brow products. But for a pencil just to outline the shape, this is a CoverGirl Easy Breezy Brow. This is a draw and fill. This is like the thicker one. Raw Beauty Christie always talks about the micro pencil one, and that one looks really nice, but I couldn't find it. This is the only one I could find. This is a shade Soft Brown, and I've really been liking it a lot. And dare I say, I think it may be replacing my ABH pencil. As much as I love the ABH pencil, it's just so expensive. And for me, brows are just something that I use a lot of product on. So if I can finally find a good drugstore alternative, I am all for that. People are leaf blowing around my neighborhood today, so my apologies if you hear things in the background. So I guess today is going to be one of those videos where I can't talk at all. So I have my coffee. I'm trying to get there. So I do want to talk about this brand. This is a brand that is new to me. They're called Beauty Junkies. And I want to say like they reached out to send product to me for me to test it out to see if I like it. So I'm going to go over those products with you guys. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and move into filling my brows. Normally I wait, it's like one of the last steps I do, but I'm unsure about this powder because I haven't used it before. And I just want to take a second to talk about this brand. They are new to me. They did reach out and ask if they could send some products my way for my consideration. So I'm going to go over everything with you guys and we can run through it together. So the first thing that I have, this is a brow powder. It's in the shade Soft Brown. That's the same shade that this pencil's in. That's typically what I've been using as a color for my brow products. I will say it's so hard trying to like color match online. I'm such like a visual, I need to see it in person. So hopefully this color works. It's definitely looking a little light for my roots. So yeah, I just wanted to test this out to see how that's going to go. I do have 2 different brow gels to test out as well. They have a clear one, and this is their Tinted Brow Gel in the shade Blonde, which is interesting to me because it looks pretty similar to the Soft Brown powder. And then they also sent over this concealer brow highlighting duo stick. So it looks like one side is like your typical matte concealer, which looks really nice. It'd be great for cleaning up your brow, especially if you're not gonna wear eyeshadow or anything. And then they have a highlight, and that looks so nice. I'm really excited for this pencil. I've never tried a product like this before. And then they also sent me 2 brushes. This is like a flat shader brush. This is their Pro Flat Definer. And they also sent their Pro Brow, which is an angled brush. So this I like using more for eyeshadow and like smudging on my lower lash line. This is probably what I'm going to use to apply the powder, and there is a nice size spoolie on the back. So let me go ahead and get started with this. So yeah, if you guys are interested, the brand is called Beauty Junkies. I will have a link for them down below in my description box. And if you're interested in posting throughout the rest of the year, I do have a discount code with them, MakeupByMegB, at checkout for 20% off your order. I don't make anything from you using that code. Like, it's not an affiliate link or anything. It's just literally a way for you guys to save money. So if you're interested, use it, check it out, and then tag me and let me know, like, if you order anything. Okay, so far my impression with this powder, it's going on so nicely, so smoothly, and it's blending out nice as well. Like, I'm able to get quite a few drags of the product, and it's not really leaving any harsh lines or anything like that. I don't know the last time I used a powder to fill my brows, and this is like so bizarre to me. All right, so yeah, this color is not correct, but we can still try to make it work. So it spooled out really nice. And it went over, I have a chicken pox scar right there. It went over the scar really nicely. So I think it looks nice as a product, like it filled my brows in nicely. It doesn't look too harsh. It looks like my brow looks really nice. The color is just not right. And that's my own fault because I picked my color. I also like this brush a lot too. It's really thin. So you're not getting like a ton of product. And if you wanted to do individual like hair strokes, you still can. And the brush is also really nice and flexible. You can just see how nice I was able to manipulate that powder. So there's like a decent fade in the front, and then it looks more full and filled in the back. I like this powder a lot. I think I'm gonna have to actually go back and like try to get it in the right shade for myself, because yeah, these are looking a little bit too orange, and I don't think I can like sit through the rest of the video with my brows looking this color, but I do really like the powder. So now I'm gonna quickly try the brow gel since we're here. I'm gonna go in with the clear one on this side. This is a really large brush, by the way. I prefer a smaller brush because, again, like my brows are like so small and non-existent. I feel like this would be nice if you had thick bushy brows. So that combed them up pretty nicely, and now I'm gonna go in with the tinted gel on the other side. So again, it's the same spoolie. It's just so large to me for like a brow product. I think because the way this brush is designed, I don't see a lot of the tint like actually coming off onto my brow. Like, I definitely feel like there's product there for sure. I just really don't notice much of a difference between the tinted and not tinted gel. Like the slightest bit of tint on this. So this is what the brow gel looks like. I'm gonna give it a second to just dry down. And while we're here, because I'm gonna be wiping this off in a second, I'm gonna do two different eyes. So this is the concealer, the matte side. And I'm just gonna use my finger to pat and blend that out. Oh, that is a defined, cleaned up brow. I can definitely tell a difference looking in the mirror. And then let's see what this shimmer side looks like. Because realistically, I'd probably just place the shimmer right around here. That is so pretty. That shimmer is really nice, and you can also use it as like a highlight in your inner corner and other places like that. So I really like this concealer and highlight duo pen. This is really great. Again, the brow powder is really nice. I just picked mine in the wrong color. The brushes seem to be really nice. And now that this has had a minute to dry down, okay, these feel like they're pretty locked into place. So the brow gel worked really well too. So I'm gonna go ahead and redo my brows off camera, and then we can go ahead and get on to the other products. Alrighty, so I just went ahead and popped on a quick eye primer. This is the ABH one. It works really nice with colorful shadows. It's gonna like grip and stick and work really great if you're trying to build that up. And it will work really great if you're trying to build up bold colors. So, new eyeshadow that I have, I caved and got the new Jaclyn Hill palette with Morphe. They recently had a sale on their website and this was 50% off, so I snagged it for 22 bucks, which is not bad at all. I did already play with some neutral shadows off camera. So this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and the shimmers. Like the top 2 rows of shimmers I played around with. And I have to say, to be frank, yeah, I'll get into that while I'm blending my eyeshadow. So today I want to go ahead and get into these purples. So I'm mainly going to be using this and this. So maybe some of the pinks, we'll see. So I'm going to start building up with Therapy Sesh in my crease first. And I'll let you know what was going on with these Morphe shadows. So the original Jaclyn Hill palette, the first collab she came out with Morphe, is one of my all-time favorite eyeshadow palettes to exist. If you saw my Makeup I Regret Buying video, you saw my thoughts on her other collab with Morphe. So I was interested to see how this one was going to shape up and turn out. As far as the neutrals go, I do have some things to say. I just wasn't super wowed by them. The formula to me just like wasn't quite as like magical as our original palette. I mean, they blended out nice. They just weren't quite as creamy. I mean, I'm like really nitpicking here. They weren't bad. I'm just saying they weren't quite the same. But regardless, they were nice, but my only complaint is that this is the darkest shade in the palette as far as browns go. And this really isn't that dark. It's like maybe a medium tone transition shade on me, and I'm super fair, so I'm not sure how well that would bode on darker skin tones. So that's something to keep in mind, because for me, if I have an eyeshadow palette with what these I think are 35 eyeshadows, I shouldn't have to dip into another palette to get a darker color to deepen up my crease. I should be able to do that all in one palette. I'm going into the darker purple matte that's called Not My Journey. I really like this first purple that I blended out. It's like almost like a neon, like purpley pink. And this is going on nicely. I'm not really having to work too hard. It looks like it's packing on pretty evenly. It's not really patchy. And I was more interested, like, I mean, I don't know if anyone's buying this palette for the neutrals. If you are, I think you could totally pass on this. There's so many better neutral palettes out there. But for me, I was mostly excited for the colors, and purple is so hard. Like a lot of purples don't blend out great and they're a little bit patchy, but this is applying and packing on really nicely. So I'm gonna go back into Therapy Sesh, which is that lighter purple, and start to blend the edge. I was just using the lightest bit of pressure, and this is blending out pretty nicely for a purple. Again, typically when you start to blend out a purple, the shadow can kind of erase itself sometimes. So yeah, I think that purple went on really, really nicely. And now I kind of want to take Therapy Sesh and put a little bit of it on top and just see if that even makes a difference. Oh yes, I am liking this. This is giving me more of like that electric look that I was hoping for. And this is also super nice. Like, I'm really being heavy-handed with the shadow. I didn't tap my brush off there, and I barely got any fallout. And I'm not surprised that I had the little bits of fallout that I did, because like I said, I just packed my brush a lot and didn't tap it off. But for me, that looks pretty good for some purple shadow. So far, so good. Alrighty, so I just finished off my eyes. My hair is so frizzy today. And I added my foundation and cream contour. For foundation, I just use the Clinique Even Better. This is like a foundation I haven't used in a while. I really like it a lot. It's definitely a little bit more on the fuller coverage side. For concealer, I used my CoverGirl True Blend Undercover Concealer. I used hardly any of this. It is pretty full coverage. And then for cream contour, I just used my ABH Cream Contour Kit. But I do have a new setting powder. This is from Laura Mercier. This is their Glo Translucent Powder. Okay, I've heard some things about this powder when it first came out, but I saw it at Costco today, and Costco had quite a few products by Laura Mercier, complexion products that were on sale, and this was $18. So I was like, oh, that's a really expensive powder. And then I noticed when I got home it said Glo, so I was like, we'll see how this goes. So the difference in the packaging is that the top is shiny, so that's gonna get all nice and fingerprinted up. So I'm excited to see how exactly glowy this is. Hopefully it doesn't make me look like a tin man. Because if I scored a really nice setting powder for only half the price, then that's great. So this is what the translucent color looks like. They also had all other colors besides translucent as well. So I'm gonna pick this up. And I've just been into like a light set when it comes to powder. So I'm gonna powder half my face actually, and then we're gonna see if there's a huge difference in what this is gonna look like. Even though this is translucent, I feel like it darkened my foundation a little bit. So yeah, that definitely has like a pearly shine to it. If you can see like the shine on my face over here, I don't know if I hate it. I also feel like it's chunking up right here and isn't spreading as nicely as I want it to. This is very glowy. I don't know what I think of this yet. Yeah, it's definitely glowy. Let me get it on the rest of my face and gather my thoughts. Okay, so we are back and the brows are filled, as Manny likes to say. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up adding my bronzer. This is a Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I've been liking the heavily bronzed look that's been trending lately, so I've been enjoying that. That obviously was not a new product, but what I do have that is a newer product is the Lunar Beauty Moon Prism palette. I do have a full review and I swatch all the blushes, so if you're interested in that, I'll have the video linked up above. But today I'm gonna go into Stargaze, and normally I use this one as a blush topper, but I am so glowy from that setting powder. I don't know if I need that today, so I think I'm just gonna go in with Stargaze and see how that adds on. I like these blushes because you don't need to like dip in a ton to get pigment, but they're still buildable. Oh my god, I'm looking so freaking shiny. Ooh. And that is mostly because I have a ring light on in front of me, and I think maybe in natural daylight I would not be looking so Tin Men-esque. I'm gonna have to like go stand outside or something, or in another part of my house, and see how this all looks, because it's looking pretty glowy. Okay. All right, so it's like, God, do I even want to add highlighter? I don't know. Okay, so I am gonna add just like a wee bit of highlighter. This is a Mary Lou highlighter by The Balm. Again, I've had this product for several years. I'm just trying to use it up. But it is like a nice, more subtle highlight, if that's something that you're looking for. This is so glowy. Okay, let's get back to the eyeshadow. Before I move on, I'm gonna take the highlighted part of this duo stick and get a little highlight on my brow bone. That's just so pretty. I love this little stick. It's so cool. I'm also gonna stick some in this inner corner so we can have like a glow that's already there, but then it will also serve as like a sticky base for the eyeshadow highlight that I'm gonna put on. This is so like creamy and blendable. I really like the formula of this a lot. You can also stick this in your waterline if you wanted like a shimmery eyeliner. I just put white there for today. So I'm going to, what am I going to do? I think I'm gonna take a little bit of Lolly Mama, this pink right here, that's next to the purple because it looks like it has more purple undertones. I'm gonna take the slightest amount of that and blend out the lower lash line. So I mean, I'm really like capping off most of it. And this is just gonna add like a little bit of a pink huey glow under the purple. So just the difference like that, it just helps tie the look together in my opinion, especially because I did my lower lash line first. It helps marry it on top of the concealer and everything that we have set down. Now I'm going to go into this highlight called I'm In It, and it's really cool because it's a dual chrome, so it shifts like red and pink. You can kind of see it shifting on my finger. It's a lot easier to notice dual chromes in person, by the way, so if you're seeing something on camera, you don't really see it translating, that's because dual chromes don't translate super great on camera. So I'm just going to take a wee bit on top of that brow bone. So pretty. And then I'm going to take just a little bit more and just start to blend it on top of the shadow that's down here, just to see what that looks like. That just adds such a cool effect to the shadow. This is such a fun shimmer. One other thing that I'll say about this palette is that it is so powdery and loosely packed. Generally when shadows are really loosely packed, it's so you can blend them easily, so I know that's the reason why, but like even for that and even for me, it's like a little much, but that's okay. You just have to know that going in and to tap off your brush and know that you may have a little bit of a mess to clean up. So this is what the fallout in the palette looks like. My camera would like to focus. So you could see that both the purples were pretty messy, and I had a really similar experience to the neutrals up top. They were even looser than the colors that I used. So that is the eyeshadow. So far I like it. I feel like if you can snag this on sale, I would get it if you're into the colors, and if you're, you know, a fan of Jaclyn Hill and you have the other palettes, why not? I don't think that it's something that's like revolutionary, that's like you need to have it, if that makes sense. I didn't hate it. I liked it. Just depends on your preference of what you have in your collection and what you want to add to it. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is map out liner, and then I have a Tsuba liner that I want to try out on camera for you guys. I'm really excited to see this hot pink pop on top of this purple. So I'll be back in just a second. Before I put this palette away, I'm just again going to dip into this dual chrome and just add it to my highlight, because it goes with the vibe and it's really pretty. All right, let's talk about the Tsuba Beauty Hydra Fix liners. I do have them in two colors. I have Fanny Pack and Scrunchy. So today I'm gonna go with Scrunchy because I just feel like it's just part of the vibe. And I am so excited. I've actually had these for almost a year and I never opened them. I was kind of intimidated by them. And then, yeah, so now is as good a time as ever. Because I struggle with wings, I took some of the darker red shadow from the Jaclyn palette to outline my wings where I want it to go. I'm going to use this e.l.f. little angled brush, and then probably this for the inner corner because I want to do like the pointed inner corners that have been super on trend. So this is actually really easy to use. You know, it's a dry powder, nothing's really coming off. It's water activated, so I just have some water in a spray. I spray this. And then what you want to do is start to mix it and get the product onto your brush. And you can make this as watery or as thick as you want. So to test it out, I'm just going to go ahead and put some on my hand. So you can see that this is pretty watery because it's a little bit sheer. So I'm going to let that sit for a minute and let kind of the water soak in and start to dry before I dip in and start to add it as liner. And while I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and add this brow gel back in because I actually really like this a lot. Now that I've had a chance to look at my skin up close, and don't get me wrong, I get on camera, I read like the Tin Man, but in person, my skin looks really nice. Like my pores look like they don't really exist. It doesn't really look like it's sitting bad on top of my foundation or anything like that. So it's sitting nicely on top of my skin. But I will have to see what this looks like in normal lighting and not like studio camera lighting. All right, this should be good to go now. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick some up on my brush, get it loaded, and let's see how this applies. Okay, so this is going to look really sickening with this purple shadow. I'm excited. So it's definitely starting to get a little bit thicker if I layer over where I already had the product laid down. So that's interesting. It looks shiny now because it's still wet, but I believe this should dry down matte. So what I'm going to do is now go in with this and try to get my inner corner. Ooh, yes, there we go. I like it. That was easy enough to apply. It was a little bit tedious with this, but I felt like it would be the best brush to get the job done with. I probably could have used this. So yeah, I like it. I'm gonna get the other wing on and then be back once this is dried down and we can check it out. All right, I am back and I really like how the liner is looking on camera. It looks pretty good like in person at a distance. Now let me zoom you in. So you can see that it's not like the smoothest liner in the world, but again, I think that had a lot to do with my application and the brush that I used. So I think that there is a slight learning curve with it. If you can see under here, it didn't like, it just like kind of started to chunk up. It does feel a little bit thick on my eyelid, like I feel like it's there. It's kind of drying. So like I said, I think I used too much, made it too thick, and I just need to play with it more to find out a good medium for it. But the effect is still there. It still looks good. And I think what's nice is that it will come off easily because it is a water-based product. So I can't really see it like leaving any stains or anything behind. So I'll keep you guys updated with that. For lips, I do have some new lip products. I have these glosses from Lunar Beauty that launched with the Moon Blush or the Moon Prism collection. So I have these 3 glosses here, and then I do have 2 lip colors from Haus Labs. Is it just me, or does nobody talk about Haus Labs anymore? Like, I feel like people got their stuff in PR and mentioned it in one video, and I haven't seen anyone talk about it since. So I'm gonna do some quick swatches for you guys. This is in the shade Le Monster. This is supposed to be the nude color. And it's pretty pink, like it's very rose toned. So that is what it looks like. I'm not wearing this color today, so I don't want to like put it all over. I just wanted to like do a swatch and show you guys what it looks like. Now let me get the other one that I have. The other color that I got is a hot pink because I cleaned out my lip collection a while ago and I got rid of my bright colors, and I was kind of like, I miss having a hot pink option. So this is in the shade, oh my god, this Le Monster is not the shade. The nude one is Power Move, and this pink is called Hot Rod. I like it a lot. It just doesn't go with the vibe for today, but it is like a nice like magenta hot pink color. So I like these colors a lot. I'm excited to wear them and see how they wear throughout the day. But if you're somebody that's purchased from Haus Laboratories, let me know what your thoughts are on any of the products that you picked up, because I'm curious to know. This is not new, but it's what I'm going This is not new, but it's what I'm putting on my lips. This is the Urban Decay Sheer Lipstick in this shade Sansa Stark from their Game of Thrones collection. It just adds a nice wash of color onto my lips. A little bit pink right there. Get it off. So I like that this is like a sheer color because your lips feel hydrated. It's comfortable to wear. You don't necessarily feel like you need to have a gloss on top of it. So I think today I'm going to go with Starlight, this shade in the middle, because it has a more pinky undertone. This is very nude, and then this one obviously is gold. If you want to see swatches, again, be sure to check out the video that I linked earlier. I have been enjoying these glosses a lot. One thing that I will say is that you get so much on the applicator. So this product is, first of all, it's gonna last you a long time, but I scrape most of it off because I don't need like a ton of gloss. So that is something to know. And because this is a sheer lipstick, I don't need to put this everywhere. I'm just like really getting it on the edge of my lips to have like that highlight there and in the center. And then I'm just gonna pat out whatever is left. And it's such a beautiful shine. I'm obsessed with it. And I just can't get over how shiny I am right through here. Oh boy. Okay, you guys, we made it through the video. That was a lot. I don't know how people, like I see people do videos where they test out new products and it's like an entire face and they do it in under 15 minutes and like, I can't relate to that. But anyways, yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. If you use any of the products that I have, let me know what you think. I do enjoy the eyeshadow palette. I think the eyeshadow looks nice. I do like the liner. The only thing that I'm not sure about is this powder. So let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe on your way out if you aren't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.